Hey, how are you? My name is Jeremy. I'm going to be reading from a book that a friend recommended to me. My phone's flipped. Maybe I should flip it the other way because everything's backwards, isn't it? Yes, it's a book called Wild at Heart by John Eldredge, a dear friend. Had it at his house and was just sitting there, one of those kind of not necessarily a coffee table book, but it was a nightstand book, and it was just sitting there. And books, there's so much potential with books and with people to gain knowledge and wisdom, and always read the Bible first. That's your foundation of everything. But this is kind of like the parables in the Bible. These are the stories and testimonies of people's journeys through life with Christ or without Christ, the hardships and things they had to endure and persevere through. So this will be, I don't know where I'm going to start. We'll see. This will be John Eldredge, Wild at Heart. Dang, I spelled Eldredge wrong. Discovering the secret of a man's soul and woman. Every man was once a boy, and every little boy has dreams, big dreams. Dreams of being the hero, of beating the bad guys, of doing daring feats and rescuing the damsel in distress. Every little girl has dreams too, of being rescued. Let's see. Yes, being rescued. Of being rescued by her prince and swept up in a great adventure, knowing that she is the beauty. But what happens to those who dreams when we grow up? Well, what happens to those dreams when we grow up? Walk into most churches, have a look around, and ask yourself, what is a Christian man? Without listening to what is said, look at what you find there. Most Christian men are bored. John Eldredge revises and updates his best-selling, renowned Christian classic, Wild at Heart, and in it invites men to recover their masculine heart, defined in the image of a passionate God, and invites women to discover the secret of a man's soul, and to delight in the strength and wildness men were created to offer. John Eldredge is the director of Ransomed Heart Ministries in Colorado Springs, Colorado, a fellowship devoted to helping people discover the heart of God. John is the author of numerous books, including Walking with God, Fathered by God, Waking the Dead, Desire and Love and War with his wife, Stacy. Cool. So we'll do, this is Wild at Heart. Acknowledgement. It's got to be a foreword. Introduction. Here we go. Wild at Heart introduction. I know. I almost want to apologize. Dear Lord, do we really need another book for men? Nope, we need something else. We need permission. Permission to be what we are. Men made in God's image. Permission to live from the heart and not from the list of should and ought to that has left so many of us tired and bored. Most messages for men ultimately fail. The reason is simple. They ignore what is deep and true to a man's heart, his real passions, and simply try to shape him up through various forms of pressure. This is the man you ought to be. This is what a good husband, father, Christian, churchgoer ought to be. Fill in the blanks from there. He is responsible, sensitive, disciplined, faithful, diligent, dutiful, etc. Many of these are good qualities. That these messengers are well-intentioned, I have no doubt. But the road to hell, as we remember, is paved with good intentions. That they are a near total failure should seem obvious by now. Interesting. No, men need something else. They need a deeper understanding of why they long for adventures and battles and beauty, and why God made them just like that. And they need a deeper understanding of why women long to be fought for, to be swept up into adventure, and to be the beauty, for that is how God made them as well. So I offer this book, not as the 7 steps to being a better Christian, but a safari of the heart to recover a life of freedom, passion, and adventure. I believe it will help men get their heart back and women as well. Moreover, it will help women to understand their men and help them live the life they both want. That is my prayer for you. 10 years later. Last week, my boys, now young men, and had reason to visit an old neighborhood and the house they grew up in and spent all their boyhood years in. It was a poignant experience. I can't believe we used to play tag in that yard, Luke said. It's tiny. The front yard was once a kingdom for games and battles. Now it could be crossed in a few strides, and their long legs. No way, said Blaine, stepping inside. These steps were gigantic. The famous steps they used to leap from the top, landing into my arms below. I can't believe how small it all seems. We have had similar experiences. Places and people that once loomed mythic lose their grandeur when we return to them at different times in a different state of mind. I fear such would happen when I reopen the pages of this book. It is 10 years since I wrote Wild at Heart. A lot of water has passed under the bridge. My boys are off to college now. The lines in my face have deepened. I have logged a lot of miles with men in this time. I have more than a few new scars. Would I still believe what I wrote? Would it have proven true in the 10 rugged years since I set these thoughts down? The answer is more so. It is actually truer, if such a thing can be, far truer than I knew as a younger man. It rings eternal and universal. God was in it then, He is in it still. Jesus gave us a beautiful and simple test for the measure of anything. One moment. Jesus gave us a beautiful and simple test for the measure of anything when He said almost offhand, "You will know them by their fruits." Matthew 7:16. A cut to the chase test. You could hold it up to reveal a church, movement, man, or nation. What is the fruit? What does it leave in its wake? I found it an immediate and revealing test. And I'm humbled to say the fruit of this little book has been, well, unlike anything I've ever seen, utterly phenomenal. It has healed the lives of prisoners in Colombia, set the hearts of Catholic priests free in Slovakia. It has reached the halls of Congress and the back rooms of homeless shelters, restored the families of men in Australia, launched a movement of freedom and redemption in men around the world. It works, but you needn't take my word for it. Come and see for yourself. I've tried to bring to this 10th anniversary edition the lessons we have learned since the book's release, tried to clarify issues that brought confusion, and most importantly, added the practical guidance men need to realize the promise of this book. You will want to know that I also wrote a field manual to go along with it, a guided workbook that will deepen and ensure your experience with God here. Many men have found it helpful. We also created a DVD series that men have used in small bands of brothers with tremendous results. May God find you through these pages and restore you as His man. John Eldredge, Colorado, 2016. Alright, Wild at Heart by John Eldredge. That is the introduction. Alright, guys. Look for the follow-up. I will upload this to YouTube. My YouTube channel, I think it's just Jeremy Arguez. Yeah, just search that. It'll be uploaded there. Hopefully I make it through the whole book. Sometimes I get sidetracked, but no school this semester, so I'm pretty focused. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Alright, pray for me. Pray for my family. Elena and Stormy and all my family. Alright? Alright, cool. Love y'all. See ya.